what's special about the planet Earth?
Right, and I think I got into it because in this book, during the time that they're doing the channeling, the channeler asks Ra about two people who had a UFO experience in 1973. They were abducted and put onto a UFO, and this was in Pascagoula, Mississippi. So the person who was put on the UFO after that had been interviewed, and asked about his story, and he was and he said the same story over and over and over. So they gave him lie detector tests, and he took 4 different ones, and he passed every single one as having told the truth. So then they hypnotized him, and they went through a regression back to the time, and sure enough, again, his subconscious could not deny the experience. So then the channeler said to Ra, what happened? Why was it that what happened? What was the experience?
Why were they taken?
Yeah, and so Ra said, well, what happened was that there was a visitor from Sirius, from the star system, that wanted to understand more about what it takes, in consciousness to be able to go to war with yourself.
With yourself?
Well, I put it that way only because what they found was, what Sirius people were saying was, well, look, on our 4th density star system, we don't have anything like that. There is oneness, there's oneness in everything, and that there is a creator, and that part, but what we're trying to do is experience more and more of the love and wholeness of creation. That's what we're doing in 4th density, 5th density, 6th density. But they recognized that on the planet Earth, because it's a 3rd density planet, you come in. This, I think, is only here. I think all the other densities that people experience, that go through experiences on, I think you remember why you're there. When you are born there, you remember it. You say, yeah, at least most of it. And you say, okay, I know why I'm here. I'm here because I'm going to learn more about creation and about love and about how to expand into that. I'm going to learn more about it. The reason this planet, the 3rd density Earth, is so significant is because you forget everything when you're born. So that means that you're in some kind of wholeness.
So it's forget everything, but also you have free will.
Yeah. So
These coupled together. So you have the free will to map and to make choices.
Yes, that's part of forgetting.
Not
exactly.
based on memory
Right.
of previous
Right, you come in,
experiences.
no memory, and you have free will to go and do whatever you want to do to experience whatever you need to experience.
If you had memory of why we were here to start with, we might not have free will to the same extent.
Well, in some ways
might
you
be the
wouldn't,
idea.
but the thing is that.
So give the example of Nikola Tesla.
No, but let's finish this one with this experience from about why they chose to bring this person on the planet, on their spaceship,
right,
and try to understand better from his memory system what war meant to him, because he actually was a veteran. This person.
Okay, so we're talking about real.
Yeah.
Like,
so they asked. So they were asking him. So they were sort of going through his memories and through his life experiences telepathically, I think, to get a better sense of what it takes. Because from their perspective, it's almost inconceivable that we're all one. We're one on this planet, but we allow ourselves to forget that and try to remember it. But when the separation is really good and we don't remember it, we're willing to kill each other. Because we don't know that we're one. So that's what they wanted to understand. How is it that you can do this? It's such an incredible idea. You can actually, destroy one another and have wars and kill each other. Even though, you chose to come here to remember that you are one, but that creates the opportunity for the most growth, the most spiritual growth and understanding. Because you're starting not knowing anything, you have the greatest sort of space between knowing nothing and knowing everything. And because of that not knowing, you can know. And when you do know, you can know everything. So that's the beauty of this planet, and that's why I was saying that Ramchandra had said that when his own experience was to go to the center, and he went to the center, the source of everything, in his own meditation, he experienced that there were these egg-like things all around the center, and that one of the egg-like things was bigger than all the others, and it was connected to the earth. All of them were connected to a planet, millions of them. And the biggest one was connected to the earth. And he said that the greatest saints and sages will always be born on the earth. And it's because, as far as I can tell, it's because they are born not knowing, not remembering anything. And so as they remember more and more and more, and because of that, they have the ability to remember, to actually experience infinity.
I mean, so much more,
Yeah.
so much more inclusive.
Well, what I think it is that, you know, it's like you can't know like good without knowing bad. You know, there's no way of knowing something completely unless you know its opposite completely. And here you can know its opposite completely.
And I think there's, you know, it's like there's maybe a gravitational pull that comes with the darkness because it's, you know, if things are weighted, I think it's more heavily weighted. And so you have always a bit of a pull towards the darkness, but we also have our choice, our free will, in order to make those choices. But if you're not going on a bank of memory that goes way, way, way back, then that choice is always kind of an in the moment kind of a thing, because you can always choose to kind of just let go a little bit and, you know, go backwards because it seems more instantly gratifying or something.
Right. And that,
You know,
that,
and it's just, I think it's the amazing crux of this whole thing.
yeah, and it relates to what you had said a minute ago, which was talk about Nicholas Tesla. And Tesla, as we know, was this great scientist that lived at the turn of the century or something. And when they asked Ra the question, you know, what was his purpose, and did he make his purpose when he came? And what Ra said was that he had the capacity actually to discover a energy source for mankind that would be free. I mean, that's how, you know, much he came with. That's what the opportunity for it was with him as a being. And then he said that he got distracted both by being in the third density, therefore he got distracted by other, you know, separation ideas, and didn't follow through completely on his idea of you know, helping mankind by providing this source of energy. But also that there were other outside forces holding him back.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, like other greedy people.
Yeah, yeah. That there were exactly other forces that really didn't want him.
Yes.
They didn't want energy to take that particular direction.
Yeah,
when it
that's
came
right.
To
But isn't that weird
power
to be
and
on
money.
a planet like that where, you know, it could have gone so good, or it could not go so
I mean,
good.
and it's still, and I guess it's why we have to be, well, persevering, but also, you know, gentle on ourselves, because we keep trying, we keep getting presented with opportunities to, you know, to choose us one way or another, and sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but it's just a continuing road.
Right.
And so when we make a choice that, you know, could have been differently more positive, it's just part of the pathway. It's not, you know.
Yeah, it's all part of the experience. We all want to learn more, every experience possible, in order to understand who we are. So whatever it takes, you know, you have to
Yeah,
learn
we're
another
still the
experience.
same light. And
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot of the waking up process is, or what's going on these days more and more with people waking up, is learning even that we have these choices. It's learning about, because I think many people have not understood or not believed that they actually had a choice.
Right.
With many of the decisions that they're always making a decision, they're always
Yeah.
making a choice.
Yeah.
And because there is the sense of being a victim quite a lot.
Well, and we're sitting
in this
around
world.
and, you know, we're not in prison or,
Right.
you know, in an immigration office
Yeah.
with seemingly
Exactly.
very little choice. So It's
Yeah, or having
yeah.
grown
Yeah.
up in poverty where we only could think about food, as opposed to some of these other ideas.
Yeah.
And we all have something that happened in our life where we felt like we didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
But
Right.
and so learning that maybe we really did it's a new idea in some sense in terms of really truly believing it,
Yeah.
and gaining some ground with faith
hmm
in that direction.
One thing he says that I think what I found very interesting was that on some of the fourth or fifth density planets, the people on those planets or beings on those planets would respond to our what do you call it, pain, our pain. Like they would when we prayed because we were in pain, they would feel it on that planet and do everything they could to send vibrations of love back to us. And that's all they did. That was like their whole purpose, was sort of like can we help someone who needs help. But I think that's kind of the nature of the planet. We just close our eyes to so much of it. You're closed to everything at first because you believe there is nothing except what you see day to day, because there's no memory of prior lives or pastimes or anything else. So
And that you end with, the
Yeah.
outer layer of skin on your body.
exactly, like there's just this and that's it. No, no bigger scheme of things and no connectivity to everything. And what he's saying is that there is, and that we're trying to help people to remember that. And even now, I think we're going through another time where many people, when it is just that, it's a real push to help people wake up. And, it'll, I think, evolve over the next, 100, 200 years where it's a whole different culture because people do wake up. And then they relate in a different way.
See, because one of the things when you talk about Ra or people responding to prayer, I mean, that comes through vibration. So you have to be in a place where you're quiet enough in your heart to be able to hear it. I mean, it's like they say, the silence is the language of God, But until we get comfortable with even allowing ourselves to hear what that, whisper, because I think it's just a whisper, is, then, we're sort of stuck with what happens in our brains.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right, and that's why we have,
Which-
ended every session by saying, "Isn't it good to meditate?" I mean, doesn't that help? Yeah, indeed, it does help.
Yeah.
Helps to awaken what's inside and helps us to understand ourselves better in the world.